Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the new channel, here to help you see the new you. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo, your host to this wonderful program, the HR Hotline. Good afternoon. It's a wonderful day. This is the last episode, the end of season 7. Would you believe that? That HR Hotline celebrated its first anniversary on the on last June 24, and then this is again the end of season 7. We're going to have a week break and then we'll come back a week after for the 8th season. And then wonderful because I know there is already a community that subscribes to this program. And I'm glad that the program is being shared, and then even old episodes are being viewed. Okay, good morning, Teresa de Jesus. Okay, I know. Um, and then, of course, my nephew, Randy Gata, is also watching. Okay, so I just came from a class. I started my class with Sambeda. It is a certification course with the diploma course of the People Management Association of the Philippines. And I am teaching manpower planning and acquisition. And I think all managers must be keen on this, and HR must be keen on this, because that core function of planning your workforce, looking at your organization design, and then getting the right talents, now that we are in the pandemic, is very crucial. Is crucial. So I started my class, and this will be for 8 Saturdays. I have a nice number of students. There are 11, and then they're learning a lot from me, and I'm the one enjoying it. This is the I started as a teacher talaga, as a professor in Latran and in Sambeda and in Mapua, although I was also working at the time with the Department of Labor. And then I retired from Inquirer, and I turned 61. And this is the second career that I love to do. This is actually back to the academic teaching, because it's where I started. We are a family of teachers. Of course, different professions, but we teach. And then I do webinars, trainings. I'm a training consultant of 3 big companies, and I do consultancy. So I enjoy it. Yes. So we're getting many. So this is a Saturday, and usually a Saturday are light moments, and these are what you call HR moments. And I invited friends of mine to be here, and our topic will be on our interest. First is, what are the best books that you have read or is reading, a book that you're reading that you would like others to read also. So you're endorsing it. So be prepared on what are these books. And then the other one is about songs, movies first. The second one is movies. What movies really get an impact into your life, and up to now, you still would like to watch it. The third one, songs. What are the songs in your life, or what are the songs that actually inspires you? We would like to know that. And the last one, if you still have time, we discuss about your artistic inclination. So let me see. We are getting many here in the group. I'm sorry I started late because I came from a class. But can we get your thoughts and your insight? You just share. This is very light. What is the recent book that you have read, or what are the books that you have read in your life that you wish others would like to read? Of course, I'll start. Of course, let us, yeah. The one of the books that we have to read is the Bible. And I have a gospel book. You have to read that. You don't really have to read it from cover to cover, but at least in a day, you have to read not even a book in the Bible. The Bible is composed of different books, but maybe some chapters in the Bible. And then, so that one. But of course, you always refer to the dictionary, but the dictionary is not a book. It's not even now a book. It's actually an app. Then, um, of course, there are some books that were required to us during our grade and high school. But I still have some of them because I bought it again. Little Prince is one book that I really, because I first reading of the Little Prince, you cannot really understand it, but later on it is something that is, who moved the cheese is another one. But the book that I'm reading now, would you believe, is actually something. It's a trade book. It's the style book of Inquirer by Isagani Yambo, because I would like to hone my skills in talking and in writing. So that is the book. Yes, Chino, you're here. Chino is one host also. And I think you can share, Chino, Fel. Can we start sharing now? We are discussing of books, then later on movies, and later on songs, and your artistic inclination. So what is it that the best books that you have read in your life, and then that is that you would like to endorse it, that you would like others to read it? Why? Why is it that you love that book? Why is it that you would really do like to love that book? I have one book. I prepared for this last night. I have one book that I really would like to enjoy. Two, actually. One is that one of a coffee table. Three, actually. One is a coffee table book on ancient history. I read and reread it. It's so nice. Then I have another one. It's about a book of bonsai and plants. And it's my Bible because I am a gardener. I am a gardener. But I have a book here that it's lying. It's easy that I want to read it. These are the book of lives of incorruptible saints. I read and read it. But of course, I have lots of books, from dog training to the power principle to I know what to do to finding to um to the, what you call the power principle, the executive presence. I have books actually that I read. So can I be spot on now? Yes. Ophel, yes. Can you spot on Ophel direct? The first one, the Bible. The Bible, yes, all the lessons you will ever want to learn. But of course, the book should be always be there. It is an essential book that you have to read. And sometimes you don't even have to read. Just like say the labor code, it's a book that's always there. Or now that book of us. If you're an HR, it has to be there, but you don't read it from cover to cover. You refer to it. But for your spiritual well-being, you read the Bible. For some references, it's there. But there is really a book that you really read from cover to cover. There was a time that I used to Agatha Christie's books, Sheldon's books. I've read that. Can you spot on the second post of Ophel? Yes, we're getting many. After the rec, can you spot on Ophel, Montales, or Carles? A friend of mine. Not that one, the second one. The second one, please. The second one. Yes, the second one. The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. I have that book also. Ophel. The Prophet. I have it. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Yes, since high school, it's a book you read at every stage of your life. It covers universal themes like love, friendship. I have felt that is why we are BFF. We have the same. Yes, I will endorse it. For anybody who haven't met or haven't seen that book, get a copy. I don't know if that is already, it is online. Yes, Mark is here. Mark, please join us. And of course, Ma'am Lita is plana. Jeremiah, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This is a must-read book. Read it first in college and kept rereading it until now. It has influenced me positively in life, both professionally and personally. Yes, Jeremiah. Yeah. Aside from attending that one from the one ALCI, Ophel, can you help me with this one? Ophel is a licensed. Di ba, Ophel? You're a licensed trainer of the Seven Habits. Yes. Aside from that, you have to read the book. There are a lot of books. There is even the Four Pillars, and there is even that book on Seven Habits for Children. I have all those. Gemma, yes, I would like to endorse that as a book. Diba? Yes, yes. Um, Ophel, can you help us here on that? Uh, I know Ophel is a what do you call this? A trainer. Is a master trainer of the Seven Habits. Yes. Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albon teaches you how to live life to the fullest and the value of what really is important in life. I haven't read it, Gemma, but I will look for it. Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albon. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, so here, this is not a book club, but I'm just asking our guests what are the books that they would like to share and a must read. Of course, the Bible is there, and of course, I mentioned if you're an HR, your Bibles, and of course, I'm a gardener, Bible of planting, Bible on the labor code. But yes, that one of the seven habits, yes. Khalil Gibran's book, yes. And here, Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albon. So can we have other friends of mine to just share with us the best book that you have read or books that you have read? Because this is a light moment, and and I will tell you why later on why we need that to do. Who moved the cheese? Yes, I like that, Gemma. I've read it, and we even made it a must read book in Inquirer. We gave copies of that in Inquirer executives. Actually, this is a book that can help you with your strategic planning. Who Moved the Cheese by Spencer Johnson. Love the Speed of Trust by the son of the great Stephen Covey. Yes, si Ophel yun. Di ba, Ophel, tell them that you are actually a master trainer for Fogby. The 13 behaviors of great leaders have helpful principle. The Speed of Trust. I also have that book. But I haven't opened it pa, Ophel. Sometimes I have some books here that I even have. The Speed of Trust, I have it somewhere here. Yes. Yes. So the Speed of Trust by the son of Stephen Covey, that one of Who Moved the Cheese. Yes, I've read that. And then that one, these are the books that are, I'll tell you, while waiting for some of our guests, who are many here, what are the books that you have read? I'll tell you. For an HR person, for a leader, there is a need for us to read books. That's not only for imagination, it's actually to oppose your Alzheimer. It's actually for your satisfaction, for your information. Yes, Ophel is a Covey facilitator from England. Yes. So yun. So you need really to have books. I am still waiting. We're already many here. Why don't you join us and then tell us? Now, if you are a person that you're missing to be reading books, it's not that it's not good. Maybe you are busy, but there is really a need for us. Or on any on any media. It can be Kindle, it can be on, if you can buy it on online, or it's still best to really read it and then fill the pages. You read between the lines. Now, for an HR person, you need to read books, trade books, how-tos, and then inspirational books, or any book, romantic books, or love stories, pocket books. You must have it. One is it improves your vocabulary. I think for anything that you cannot understand, you can refer to the dictionary. One. But the next is it has to be a habit that you read books. That is, I think, one thing that HR must do, to have a program to tell their, most especially leaders and executives, to read books. In Inquirer, we have that. There is a book club, and also something that is imposed, because we are a public an information organization, that there is a need for you to read books. And one of which, if you are actually working, you have to read trade books and research books. And sometimes you really, sometimes when I read it, I really feel sleepy reading it. But you need one. This is making your life integrated. Okay. Then there is another. Can we spot on? Um, my love for books started with Harry Potter. Yes. I've read one or two of the books of Harry Potter. Yes, Gemma. You can start with that. When I was, I am a bit older than you, Gemma. I was reading Sheldon's books and Agatha Christie's books, which is why sometimes I can make stories. Then Ophel, strength-based leadership, great way of leverage on your strengths and discover and leverage on your team's strength. Who is the author of this Ophel? Strength-based leadership. There are a lot. There are a lot of books that, there are. I don't know if they can still do it, but if they had it, sometimes if you're in Manila, there are book sales. There is even one in SMX, Yes, yes, Gallup. Yes, there are books that are in. We can say information materials that you have to read. You have to read for you to be updated. If you are in HR, for you, um, Tom Roth. Yes, 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 yes. Yung strengths-based leadership. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are many here. Yeah, the point is that you need to have a book and you have to be interested in reading books. If you are not, try to develop that habit that you read. You can start by having a Bible or getting a pocketbook and you read it. Reading should still be there. That skill or that competency of reading. And actually, that should be part of your integrated life, work-life integration. You have to include reading as an activity. With the many things that we do, there should be a little time. You don't really have to finish it in one sitting, which is why you need a bookmarker. Reader's Digest is one way because you can finish one short. It is already digested. You can read it, one short article. Jeremy Duca, I joined the FB group Secondhand Books Philippines. We share our life for books there. I love you, Gemma. Yes, yes. You can join book clubs and then share. Share. What is it that what you have read, the other one read, and then share. What are your insights and what are the takeaways that you were able to get from reading the book? And then you can start a conversation. You can even argue on your interpretation on the book. But it is actually a nice experience if you're reading a book. Okay, before we go to our, what do you call this, break, let's go to the other item, other topic in our conversation. But if we still have some items to share on the books, but this time let us go to movies. So we have Netflix at this time, but we have movies. But it's not actually what is the recent movie that you have watched. I would like to know what are the great best movies or a movie that you watch that you wish to share and then you wish others to watch also. Very simple. These are light moments. What are the movies? So, kanina book. But if you still can up with a book you would like to share, sige na. But let us move on. Let us go to movies. What are the movies or plays? Kasama na rin doon. Now, I will tell you why. An HR person must have a balanced right and left mind. Di ba yung life and left brain? Dapat right brain ka eh. Kasi you're the one in charge of the aesthetics in the office. The decor, the arrangements. Where will you get it? Where will you get that competency? From developing your inclination to the performing arts. Okay. So mayroon pa ditong sinabi ni Gemma, still on, these are still on books. Pursuit of Happiness. This is actually a movie. Pursuit of Happiness starring Will Smith and Tuesdays with Maury again from the Book of Meets album. So these are the movies. Okay, sige, Gemma, I will try to look for this in I don't know if it's already in the YouTube, but in online, if there is Pursuit of Happiness and Tuesdays. Would you believe, pardon, I am that old, but I'm so eclectic. One movie that I have, I still have a, what do you call that? A DVD. No, a CD. That one of The Sound of Music. Would you believe? If I feel down, I place it in my system, and I watch it. One. The other one is Merlin. These are old movies. But I would like to. Braveheart is another one. It's more recent. These are the movies that I sometimes when I'm doing something that I would like to just have some noise, I place it, I put it on, and then sometimes I really watch. Of course, I have watched a lot of movies. The series of James Bond, the series of Born Legacy. But as an HR and as a leader, I watch movies that I can actually use in my trainings. So there are times even my sons will ask me, why not let's watch this Disney movies. The last one was that pre-COVID, that one of Aladdin. I watched it twice because I will use it in my emotional intelligence. And I use it. I use clips and I use lines from the movie. Yes, from Gemma, I like Braveheart. Another feel-good for me is Back to the... Yes. The trilogy, yes. Now I'm getting excited. Sumisigaw ako. Yes, the Back to the Future. For us leaders, for us in HR, this is the point of this episode. You can use movies and have it as a start for a conversation. Facing the Giants. I use it in my trainings. Yes. Before the leadership and management. Yes. And then from Ophel. Can you spot an Ophel? Direct? Blade Runner, 1984 by Harrison Ford. Napanood ko nito. I loved science fiction almost 40 years ago. Many of the innovation showcased in the movies are now realities. That's true. It was the movie that I first saw videos in buildings, on buildings. In 1984, we thought it was so in the future, but years later, it had become a reality. Motion sensor, your gadgets, turn on lights as you enter your home. Yes, that one of Born Legacy. I am telling them, Phil, that one of the James Bond, almost all those in the James Bond movies are actually, diba, yung mga science fiction, it's the reality. Maybe the directors and the writers were actually a little bit small, so they were thinking already of some inventors. Look at the flying machine. Even that one, that was actually from the movies. So even if it is a love story, much more if there is something, a takeaway that you can get. What do you call this? Movies on people. That one of, what is the recent movie dito sa Pilipinas? That one of Juan Luna. Diba? That one of Gregorio del Pilar. Those movies I really insisted to watch. Yes. Hi, Grace. We are now on the movies, but if you can still would like to share with us the books that you would like to others to read and why, and also we are now in the movies. So yes, yes, ang sabi dito ni Crane Spot on Grace, the Celestine Vision books in 1997 and cassette tapes, recently videos on YouTube of James Redfield. He presented 9 principles, now 12 in simple insights of expanding and changing how we can see the world, life, relationships at work and family in a higher, more expansive perspective. Hindi ko pa ito nakita. Thank you, Grace, for sharing this. I am interested. So it's a 17 Vision books in 1997 and cassette tapes by Jade. Thank you for sharing, Grace. I missed this. I missed this. I missed this. So we are now in the books. We are now in the movies. Okay. So let's and then after that we have a break, please. So, direct, we must have a break. When we come back here, let's go to songs and then your artistic inclination. And it's actually the point of this ending episode of season 7. Direct, can we have the break, please? Yes, direct, and we have that poster wherein we invite viewers to watch the new channel shows. It runs from Mondays to Sundays, and then you have that on the screen. And what you're going to do is just visit the page, FB page of the new channel, or in the YouTube, and then you can use the gadgets. These are wonderful, wonderful shows. So let's go back to our guests. We are talking about books, and we're talking about movies. Movies. So if you can share more, Jeremiah, there are many now in the room. Well, what are the books that you have read, and what are the movies that you have watched that has a great impact on you that you would like to share, and because you got something from it that you, yes. The one that the movies that I'm sharing actually are the old ones, but recently, would you believe, pre-COVID, I was actually watching Disney movies because I use that in my trainings, the lines in the trainings. So we have here from Jeremiah, for songs I like Leader of the Band, Me Too, Me Too. Then Hotel California because of the story they tell in the song. There are songs that I use in my trainings, Jeremiah. One is How Did You Know? I use that in my emotional intelligence. That song, How Did You Know? It's not, the one singing is actually not you, but the one is the one of your part. How did you know? And it actually is telling us yung knowing yourself so that you can manage the feelings of others. Then I even also, of course, I always, that one of Pippin, I don't know if you know that song of Pippin, yung kantang, rivers belong where they can wander, eagles belong where they can fly. I like to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Si kinanta ko pa, ay, that song, you can use that when you talk about vision, you talk about goals, you need to talk. That one is very inspiring. That's from Pippin. And of course, don't forget the song of the Beatles. I use that in my training. And if everything really goes wrong, it's actually in self-motivation. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. That point nang, it can be a whole afternoon of discussion of that. Let it be. Oh my God, Jeremiah. No, I'm just trying to make a point. No, I don't have a voice. Actually, it's my dad. May I can no, don't make me cry because my dad has a better voice. And my nephew, Father Iao. Okay, Miss spot on Grace here. Sige. Yes. Sabi ni Ma'am Grace, movies that had profound impact. I like the word profound. Were a lot. The best I consider are really impactful was The Shock, which presented how a man found a journey on his own and with his family, accepting, understanding why his little girl died in a violent way, molested, and killed. The depth of presenting the concept of forgiveness, justice, and God was so novel. God speaks to us through other people. The Shock is a very transcendent movie explaining simply life principles of soul evolution, reincarnation in layman's terms. Yes, o tingnan mo, The Shock. Hindi ko rin yan napanood. Honest, hanapin ko yan. Hanapin ko yan. Yes, yes. So what else? Si Ophel. Ano bang sinabi ni Ophel? Ganda daw ng boses ko. Desiderata, the song as narrated by, yeah, ginagamit kong desiderata rin sa aking emotion. I was able to listen to that song, Desiderata. Of course, nandyan Ophel yung greater and lesser person that you are. Diba? I know that song. I used to sing that also. Be yourself. Do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love. And it's an acoustic. Ikaw talaga, Ophel, we're really friends. Talaga, we are aligned. Si Grace, si Ophel, parang we are aligned. I know that I used to sing that when I was in college. That song of Desiderata. It started with Be Yourself. It's actually the second part of the Desiderata. Do not feign affection, neither be cynical about love. For in the midst of all disenchantment, it is perennial as the grass. Diba? Ang lalim-lalim kaya nakakaiyak. Yes. So here, so we're discussing from books to movies to songs. An HR person must have it. Hindi lang pwede na, it's all acquisition. It's all about succession planning. You get your stability, your balance, your integration from this. Di ba, Ma'am Grace Ralios? You know, chismis ko po sa inyo si Ma'am Grace Ralios. Yung kanyang harap, may garden siya at may mga images. Nako, every now and then, ini-improve. How prolific, how creative. Yan ang love ko. Kaya pareho kami niya ni Ma'am Grace. Chinismis ko na tuloy si Ma'am Grace. Can we spot on the second nung kaya in love, I love many songs, but what's moving to me anytime or place is, yes, Impossible Dream. There are many versions of it's from the Man of La Mancha. from the novel of Don Quixote. Nauna pa, Broadway play, Man of La Mancha. I heard it as a child from the dad's playlist. Recently, I love the version of Josh Groban. Ay, naunahan mo lang ako, Ma'am Grace. Yes. But that one of Martin Rivera, maganda na rin. Kasi nag-medley siya. Yes, of course. You know, if you're a speaker, I hope there are some people from Pop Search listening to me. Or you are an HR person asking for some inspiration now. Why don't you go back? It's not Baduy. To dream the impossible dream. You can have that in your asynchronous or synchronous meetings. Diba? You can sing it. You can just get a thought, one of the thought into dream the impossible dream to fight the unbeatable foe. Diba? Then you can use that as your theme. Then there is this one. Thank you, Ma'am Grace Radius, for sharing that. Can you spot on Ophel? With all its sham drudgery and broken dreams, it's still a beautiful world. Yes, Ophel, look, we are getting romantic. With all its sham drudgery and broken dreams, it's still a beautiful world. And after saying that, ipasok mo, Ophel, yung kanta ni di ba yun? Yung kantang beautiful, yung I see, di ba? It's a wonderful world, wonderful world. Then we have Teresa Jesus. I like this song. Yes, Teresa. Sa lilim ng iyong pagkalinga by Richard Pascuin. Yes. Yes, I know this. When I hear this song, it gives me assurance of our beloved Mother, Mary. Diba? Will shower all of us her love and protect us from all dangers, harms, and sickness, especially this salot virus pandemic. Our fears and worries fade away because our Mother, Mama Mary, will embrace with us her unconditional. I am a Catholic, but you know, there are times, maybe it's an LSS, I am gardening, pumapasok lang sa akin ko yung Ave, Ave. Ay, hindi ko alam kung bakit pumapasok yan. I don't know. I don't know because siguro I pray the rosary, it comes into the, then I hum it. And it is inspiring. It is inspiring. Di ba? Yung parang, of course, marunong na ako kumanta nung Deliver. Deliver! Meron din ako. Pinimedley ko yan sa Ave, Ave Maria. Yes, Ophel, what a wonderful world. I see. Yun. One of these days, kakanta tayo rito. Kumakanta na nga. So, from books to movies to songs. Okay, we still have time. We still have to discuss this. But let us go into this. The point of this episode. As an HR person, as a leader, dapat balance. Left, kaya ka nga leader kasi you have left brain. With all the mathematics, with all the decision making, nandun. And then right brain. So I'm just curious, ano ba ang artistic inclination ng lahat nandito sa room? Can you share with us from Teresa to Ophel to Ma'am Grace? Tell us what are your parang inclination to the arts. And then from that, we'll have a conversation. Di ba? Parang tayong nasa bahay lang. Oh, nauna na si Ma'am Grace. Can we spot on Ma'am Grace? Before I decided to be an HR practitioner at the same time, during those years till now, I dabble on art, drawing, painting in oil and charcoal, singing classics in soprano, and dancing from the Filipiniana to ballroom professionally, and writing prose, poetry, essays, and technical stuff. Wonderful person, Grace Ralios. Yes. You are an HR person kung ganun ka. Kasi balance yung utak mo. Kasi you create eh. Hindi ka na dapat turuan na yung invent, create, innovate. Kasi nagagawa na yun eh. So, yung competence mo, nandyan na. Ma'am Grace, why don't you go back to teaching that? Kasi that is actually needed now for Kasi may oras yung to balance, to integrate our life. Si Gemma naman, my artistic inclination has always been in visual arts. I drew and painted when I was in grade school until college. I also like singing, but singing does not like me. But we still sing. I don't have a voice, but I sing. So I only sing when I'm taking a shower. But in that part, you must hum and you must be able to sing. Kasi that's part of life. Diba? Yung sa ugoy ng duyan, I like that. Yung pathos, the drama in your life. That is part of ethics. You must, instead of ranting it in the social media, yung ikanta mo yung, diba? Or just even listening to classical music. If you want me to cry, you ask, ito yung sinasabi ni Ophel, music appreciation. That is what I do, Ophel. When I really am very low because of this, pandemic, and then I don't want to have a mental issue, and so really feel it, because I miss my mom, I miss my piano and everything. I play your music. Tchaikovsky, not the Mozart or that, because sometimes it afflicts you. I really would like to cry and feel it. Ay, nako, Ophel, music appreciation, you do it, nako. It really fills up your heart. Then, of course, poetry, yes. Yes. I have a book of poetry, yeah. So, ikaw, Ophel, do you, just like Ma'am Grace, you dub? Yes. I used to write and contribute poems in college. Oh, Ophel, can you send it? Can you send it to us so that we will be able to appreciate it? You must have a book. You must think and feel at the same time to be effective and people leaders. That's actually from, yes, people leaders, change catalyst systems implementers and as trainers and coaches. I will read again. Quotable itong kay Ma'am Grace. You must think and feel at the same time to be effective as people leaders, change catalyst systems implementers and trainers and coaches. I know that. Nathaniel, join us here. Si Nathaniel is from PSTV. She's already watching. I know that, Ma'am Grace. Yung para bang, even design thinking or critical thinking, pumapasok na dapat dito yung creativity. How can you be creative if you're not artistically inclined? Diba? Diba yung ginagawa natin, Ophel? Jamay, are you still there? Yung ginagawa natin yung mga vision board, yung dream board, actually, the dream board and the vision board, it uses your left brain and your right brain. So how can you be artistic in coming up with your vision? Diba? When you're talking about even in describing your vision, you must be romantic about it. What is it that you want to be, Gemma? After 15 years, 20 years, diba? And I was doing that before. When I was age 40, I was already doing vision board, and I was actually thinking, the one that I'm doing now is actually in my vision board. And it was so romantic. The reason why Ophel and I are that close, because at that time we were talking of our vision, and this is it. Yes, we need creativity na talaga. Can we spot on Gemma? Yes, we need creativity talaga sa HR, kahit na sa paggawa lang ng PowerPoint. Of course, sa PowerPoint presentation natin at ang training materials. There are times, Ophel will actually correct me sa ganito. There are times na yung mga enumerations, yung mga sa PowerPoint ko, you know what I do? I put on colors, I put on boxes. I just put in on boxes. Yeah, you put on boxes, tapos put on colors para lang makita yung aesthetic, yung eye, yung eye, balance of the eye. So even, yeah, you're right, Gemma. Even in presentation, you have to look at it. It should not be disruptive. Well, of course, you need some disruption, but hindi naman so disruptive that it's cluttered. Diba? Kasi it helps in the comprehension. Yes. Oh, thank you, Grace. Yes. Grace, just like PP, namimiss ko si PP Jerry dito. But you're here and here is Ophel. For us who are already a little bit, we are already paying back. What we have, we share it with the younger ones. And we knew it, Ma'am Grace. I really love when you were the director of one PMAP AC, Ma'am Grace. At the time, people were really wondering why we were actually doing dancing, doing some noise. You were ahead. You are a class of your own. You were ahead, Ma'am Grace. And you know where you were using the right brain at the time. Now, they're copying it. Nandyan na yan. Yes, Teresa De Jesus. I enjoy, can we spot on Teresa? I enjoy music without thinking. Direct, maganda yung sharing ni Ma'am Teresa De Jesus. I enjoy music without thinking because it is a universal form of entertainment. Yes. Without any doubt, music is the most important art form. Of course. Kung ikaw masaya, kung ikaw ay malungkot, there should be music. Okay. Psychologists claim that people who enjoy listening to music are less likely to suffer from stress, anxiety, and depression. When this pandemic came, I used to hear inspiring music for positivity and to release my fears and worries. You know, there is that, Teresa, try, I have here a CD on, what do you call that? It's a piano music on religious songs. Yep, sometimes when you hear it, parang it's just in the background. You really feel assured. You really feel parang, yeah, somebody will take care of you because the songs tells you na, yeah, God is there. Lauds. How do you pronounce it? Lauds. Lauds. I have 3 of that. I got it from St. Paul's religious store, and it's nice. Yes. Ang sabi ni Ma'am Grace Railos, prayer is an expression of left and right brain activity. We may not realize it. True. And then, actually, if you consider working as an HR, as a prayer, you need to have to be left and right brain. Diba, Ma'am Grace? Okay, so that is the point of this episode. So, diba, I started with books, something that is still a little bit right. Then, the movies, then the music. Then, I really would like to hit it. What are your inclination? So, ang sabi nga ni Ophel, simple music appreciation, that you can understand it, Ophel. You know, this is funny. Mayroon ako noon, somewhere when I was in Malibay. So I used to hear Beethoven, that one of Tchaikovsky. Tapos may mga neighbor ako na napapasok. Sir Jess, ano ba yan? Parang Punebre. So sabi ko, hindi po. Classical music yan. Kahit na dito sa Marcelo, I have that. Yung parang, it's I thank God because of my lolo and my lola, Juanito Napay and Josefina Neri. They taught us how to appreciate music. I play the piano, the cello, diba? Pero seldom you see a lot of people that can really understand yung sa class. And then they miss it. They really miss it. Borodin's music, ay nako, if you hear it, ay nako, you will really soar. So, it is an expression. So, you know, from the songs in the TikTok down to, by the way, even the tatlong bibi. May tatlong bibi akong nakita, mataba, mapayat mga bibi. It is something that is you use that in your training as a, what do you call this, as a icebreaker, but no. May point doon eh. That's a leadership song. Mataba, diversity yun. Ay, sige, i-discuss ko sa inyo. May tatlong bibi akong nakita. So, search. Diba? At ang sa likod, servant leadership. So, even with that song, whoever thought about that song, you can call, gather, get it from there, and you can have a conversation of that. Sabi ni Ma'am Ophel, can we spot on Ophel? Music transports us to a world we desire to be in and view the world from a different lens. I love your quotable quote, Ma'am Ophel. Diba? Ito nga yung sabihin natin na, you think the lowly people are not happy? No. When I go home to Bicol, my cousins who are actually farmers in Pulangi, or our neighbors who are actually some blighted, they have a guitar and they sing. They are better off than us. They are happy, and they sing their they, I call it, they rant. They sing their heart out, diba? And Filipinos must have that. Yeah, right of fell, you spot it on. So we need that. So the point is, more before we end up our season. Can we ask you again if you still have some thoughts on the books that you have read and you wish others to share it with them, and then you have actually what you call movies, and then your uh, artistic inclination. Okay, so yes, can we have piano playing, notes reading? I learned at age 5. Oh, you are a prodigy. In a Benedictine school in Leyte. Same here, madam. I also learned my piano from the Benedictine sisters of Saint Agnes in Legazpi. Also age, the same age. But my first piano teacher was my Lola. Uh, and then my dad practiced first for 2 years in his hometown as a lawyer and as a judge. Uh, my late dad was left and right brain. I got that inspiration and genetic predisposition from my parents, including my mom as a creative home manager, and yes, and mom. Yes. So we can also do that. For those who are going to watch this, you really develop it. Sometimes it's innate, diba? But you can develop, because in my mother's side, we are fortunate that we are more inclined on the soft side, on the soft skills. That my mom is a ballet dancer. She teaches arts, and she paints. My dad, although he sings, he's an ex-seminarian, pero he got to learn about it. When I was growing up, my dad will buy the big, what do you call this, record player. And we wake up with march music, with classical music. Nalalearn po yun. Yung my dad is from the barrio, hindi naman niya alam yung ballet, but later on, he was the one bringing us to CCP to watch ballets. Diba? Ano yun? Nade-develop po. So yun po yung point nito. Yung sinasabi nga rito ni Ma'am Grace Ralios, then you get it, you get the competencies from the discipline that you get from the arts. Discipline eh. It's a discipline. Diba? Yung how are you going to use your voice? That is voice acting. How are you going to present yourself? That is actually on the stage. Then you know why we took piano lessons and cello lessons? It's actually for us to be disciplined. Oh, I really sometimes hate it when I recall it, that my cousins are already playing out there at the park, but I am still in my piano lessons. Then I pass them, all of them are already dirty. Ako still speak and span because I came from my piano lesson. But that is the discipline that you get. And then the rhythm. The problem of work-life integration now, which is actually putting some rhythm in your life, you get it from the rhythm in your plan you're playing. If you listen out to the music, if you're going to slow down, then it has to be a little bit retendando. Di ba? Mayroon pa yung allegro, di ba? If it's a little bit faster, then it has to be allegro. You get it from the music. And then of course, yung trying to really be in that, if you know how to read notes, then you have that special capacity. So again, I think we are now over 10. Thank you very much, Ophel. Thank you very much, Ma'am Grace. Thank you very much, Teresa, and then Jemai. And some of those who are here are just watching. light moments in HR, reading a book, which should be a must, watching movies to entertain you, which is a must, and being inspired by music, which is a must, for all those who are going to watch and listen. If you don't have this three, then you don't have any life at all. There should be music in your life. There should be something that you read to improve your perspective. And there should be some movies, plays, wherein you can improve your imagination. Yes, so that you have to be balanced. Yes, ang sabi rito ni Gemma, yes, we need creativity talaga. There is something here. After Grace. Great topic. Yes, 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 yes. It's a great topic. Because you know you need it. Sometimes we miss it, Ma'am Grace. It's needed. We talk about right brain and left brain, and sometimes you keep on, it's a lip service, but you don't actually do it. So the question is, how are you inclined to the arts? Nowadays, we talk about agility, we talk about resilience, we talk about being inventive, we talk about being innovative, we talk about being creative. Design thinking is asking us to be creative. Pero, Diyos mio, perdon, wala kang ang inclination sa creativity. Makikita yan sa pananamit mo. Ay, I love it. Kay Ophel. Yung kanyang, ay kahit na kay Ma'am Grace, nakita ko sa, sa FB. Si Ophel, Ma'am Grace, ang kanyang sapatos at ang kanyang damit, ang color combination yan, it's a work of art. Si Jemay din, it's a work of art. So, umpisa lang sa pananamit, yung kilay mo, yung how you speak, it is right brain. You get it from your inclination to the arts. If you cannot really do it, because you're a bit old, it is not too late. You can even start learning piano online. My son learned how to play guitar during this pandemic online. He now plays the guitar. Sabi ko, do not tell me that you're going to have some mental issues here, that you are not going out. I'll buy you a guitar online sa Lazada, mura. Hindi naman yung talaga acoustic guitar. And then, free, online. Now he plays the guitar. Huh. Yeah. Nabasa ko rito, yes, Gemma, kilay talaga. Kasi sometimes, hindi... Gemma, kasama yun. Kasi sometimes, Gemma, we are now on the screen. Ang sasabihan, we are not camera ready. Kasi nga namin, hindi man nang tiningnan yung itsura niya. All those who are going to watch this, try to be camera ready. Where you going? Look at Gemma. Gemma, I love your picture, your glamour picture. Diba? Very in, very apt. Yun ang sabi. Very updated. Hindi siya yung passport picture. Ang picture ni Gemma is actually a glamour picture. And I love it. That is what is the purpose of this. And exactly my thoughts since as young age are from face to head, to voice, to toe, to hands, to language. The practitioner leader is under scrutiny if a living example of what we advocate. Totoo yun, Ma'am Grace, ha? Maniwala ka na ang mga tao natin tinitingnan hanggang yung pedicure mo. Baka hindi niya na alam. Baka hindi nila alam. And then you can only do that, Ma'am Grace. Ang pardon my little knowledge, it's actually your inclination, eh. It's sometimes you just go after the trend. Parang all of them are doing the Korean way. See, okay lang. But at least there is what you call the aesthetic sense. And then that one of the right brain. So there goes, ladies and gentlemen, nag-overtime ulit tayo. for the last episode, this is actually what HR Hotline would like to focus on. That in being leaders and being HR, it's not only integrated, we have to balance, and we must have kung saan natin huhugutin. And huhugutin natin, but what we do, we develop it, read books, watch movies, listen to music, and then try to develop that you have some inclination to the arts. Now is the right time. We are pivoting to the new normal. We are trying to hone and come up with new skills. And would you believe, ladies and gentlemen, one of the future competency is creativity. And creativity has been there since the time even before Christ. I got it from my recent readings that one of the 7 future competencies is creativity. So this is one way of trying to just provoke you. Do not sleep tonight. If you're a leader, if you are an HR person, and there is not an iota, iota talaga, of inclination to the arts, please, it is not yet too late. Develop it and be like Ophel, be like Jemai, be like Teresa, and be like Grace. Thank you very much. Thank you for this ending episode. We see each other after a week and we start again with wonderful. Ma'am Grace, wag ka na magtago. Ikaw yung una kong guest. Deal. Oh, Monica, sorry nag-over. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo. Just marvelous po.